YouTube, what it do, man? Good morning, how y'all doing? Boy just got up, about to start my day, man. But look, I'm at the crib with it. We at the crib. We're gonna do a reaction video. I wanna give a shout out to all my subscribers. I appreciate y'all for following me on this journey. We almost to what we about to go through. Look, I got a goal, 500 subscribers, bro, by the end of the year. Let's get it. So look, man, I got a part 1 and a part 2 reaction video for y'all. Divorce court. You know how we do. So look, we finna get into it right about now, man. 3, 2, 1.
Secrets and lies will put any relationship on the fast track to ruin. On today's case, Ms. Mitchell says her fiancé, Mr. McDonald's dirty secrets and constant lies have made her second guess accepting his marriage proposal. She says broken promises, impromptu business trips, and voicemails with erotic poetry are more than enough reasons for her to end things with Mr. McDonald. And she's ready to move on. Can Mr. McDonald convince her that he's on the level and save this relationship? Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Mitchell versus McDonald.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell, you say that after years of broken promises, you're here to set yourself free from Mr. McDonald's lies and manipulations.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. McDonald, you say you didn't sign up for the drama and say it's time for Ms. Mitchell to leave her insecurities in the past once and for all.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is a relationship that was supposed to be moving towards marriage, as I understand it. Why are we in court today, Ms. Mitchell?
I brought my fiance, Thomas, here to divorce court because I'm tired of the head games. Thomas promised me a perfect life, perfect family, and ever since we got engaged, it's been nothing but drama, and all the promises that he made to me have been broken. He's become very controlling. This Jersey girl keeps popping up, so that leads me to believe that he's cheating on me, and I feel trapped in this relationship, and I'm just ready to get what's owed to me and be done.
It's interesting. Get what's owed to her and be done. Did you hear what she said, Mr. McDonald?
Yes, I did.
How do you defend yourself?
Your Honor, I'm here to fight for this relationship because I don't plan on being without her anymore. I don't want to be without her. Because when I met her, I didn't even think I could love again from past experiences, so I want her to be with me.
So this is your person, as they like to say. This is the one.
Yes.
That's your person.
Yes, ma'am.
You all have been together for 4 years, engaged for just over a year. You do live together now, but you have no children. So this is the time in a relationship where you really do make the determination if you are going forward, taking it to the next level, or if you're going to end it. Am I correct, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me a little bit about how you all met and why you say this controlling nature of him has brought you to court today.
Yes, I met Thomas 4 years ago. I was working at HR. I was content with my life, making good money, taking care of me and my kids. I have kids on my own. And I was having a stressful day at work, so I went and I took myself out just to get away from the office, and I took myself out to lunch.
Self-care, I like that.
Most definitely. And while I'm sitting at the bar, Thomas walks in. He sits down a couple chairs for me, and he sparks up a conversation. Like I said, I was stressed, so I indulged and, you know, gave him conversation just as a distraction. As it went on, I liked the conversation. Of course, he's handsome. And things just kind of, you know, he gave me his number. He's older, but he didn't give me weird vibes when he gave me his number. So, you know,
He didn't act like the creepy uncle at the club.
He at the cookout. He didn't do that. You know what I mean? So I gave him my number. We started seeing each other more, going out a few times.
So you all actually dated?
Yes.
Wonderful. Mr. McDonald, how was the dating in the beginning?
It was great. You know, we met at the taco spot I like to go to on lunch and saw her sitting at the bar, so she was very attractive. So I just walked up to her and started talking.
Because y'all make a nice looking couple.
Thank you.
So she told me she was having a bad day, so I tried to make her laugh, you know, bought lunch, and we exchanged numbers. But I didn't expect, you know, the need for it to happen, but love just happened. So, you know, because I've been divorced and I was trying not to go through that path again, you know? So it just happened, and you can't control love, and that's what happened.
Now, how long after you all started dating did this relationship move to the next level, which means you all started living together?
It was about a year, so we,
So you
got to know
actually
each
took your time.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. We, got to know each other first, and then 6 months after that, we started dating. 6 months after dating, we moved in. So
Okay.
a full year.
All right, so this is one of the few couples at divorce court that you all actually went through a process.
Yes, ma'am.
To see if you were compatible.
Yes, Your Honor.
So congratulations on going through the process. So what the heck went wrong? You were this successful, wonderful, independent, self-sufficient lady moving in, ready to start your life. What happened?
Okay, moving in with Thomas, he wanted me to quit my job.
Why?
To control me, as we are here today, and I'm knowing now. Back then, it was more of him just saying he wanted to take care of me, wanted to pay all the bills, and give me the perfect life, but that wasn't a part of my perfect life. My perfect life was just me, my kids, my husband, perfect house, and, just being happy.
But you do realize that the perfect life really does start with self.
Most definitely.
You have to bring your whole self to any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know very many families, unless your last name is Bezos, that you could just chill.
I didn't.
Everybody usually has to bring double income in the crib. Robert, double income in the crib, right?
Maybe three
I didn't make
incomes.
her quit a job. I just suggested it because she was stressed out. That's
Now I
why.
understand but that usually means get a different job.
No, ma'am.
Go
No,
right
ma'am.
ahead. Uh-oh.
Definitely bugged me and pressured me to quit my job.
So in
that
other
he was
words, he
allowing me
set
to-
a situation in motion that made you believe that financially you all could do this
and
on
taken
his
care of.
income.
Yes, ma'am.
But then how did it become controlling, Miss Mitchell?
Okay, so after I quit my job, we basically said that we wanted to move into a nicer place together.
Uh-oh, y'all
Buy a house.
financial planning. I like
Right.
this.
So,
All right, let me stop it right there, bro. I got a problem with him wanting to her quit her job. You ain't make this girl a wife yet, bro. You ain't make this girl a wife yet. It was something about that. What he went through his last marriage didn't go his way. He's trying to put this on to this woman right here. You're not gonna make this girl quit her job. She's HR, fam. She went to school, got her degree, bro. She's HR. She spent all this time going to school. She providing for her kids, single mom. And you want her to quit her job and move in? Homie, red flag.
we talked about it and we came to the conclusion that we'll start saving $100 a week each and putting it into an account, where the account was in Thomas's name.
That was your first mistake.
That was my first mistake. So,
If you're doing something together, why isn't it in both people's names?
most definitely.
Tell me why.
With him, it was a controlling thing, but then I'm letting him take the lead. I don't mind being submissive and things like that.
I don't
but-
either, but why isn't your name on the money?
Because he convinced me that, he would go and do it. I think I was busy that day. That's not an excuse. I just think I was busy that day, and I let him go and do it because at that time I did trust him enough to say, okay, hey, here it is, and I know we're doing this together. He didn't give me any controlling vibes then.
You got no feelings.
I did. I did.
So I'm gonna ask her all the questions that's gonna make you uncomfortable and make you look down and go, I can't believe I did all this. Cause guess what? You're about to tell me right?
After 18 months of putting money into this account, we had $7,200 in there each.
$14,400
Yes.
that you all had saved together.
Yes.
Nice.
Bravo.
Real nice.
You just really have provided a great example on how a family can put money to the side to make a 2-year plan and can actually have a nice nest egg. What happened?
One of my kids, they had a big opportunity for an activity that they had going on, and I wanted to use the funds for that. When I went to the ATM, my card isn't working. Why is my card not working if it's an account open with my $7,200 in this account? I called the bank to see what's going on with my debit card because that's what I thought. Maybe my debit card got shut off, whatever the case may have been. They're telling me there's not a bank account for this debit card. Thomas took it upon himself to go to the bank and close the account
Ouch.
and took the money out and allegedly had the cash, which I still have not seen, and I don't know where he had.
Tag you're it, Mr. McDonald.
Well, see, I just happened to check the account. So I see she's been swiping swiping it, swipe. So that money is not for that. That money is just set aside just for the house, nothing else. Because she has money, she's not broke.
Okay, so tell me what you found when you went to the bank or when you discovered based on bank statements. What did you find?
She just swiping unnecessary items.
Like taking money out?
Just taking money out, yeah.
So how much was left of the $14,400?
Maybe like $1,350, something like that. So
almost $1,000
Yes,
was out of the account.
yes,
Did you have a conversation with Miss Mitchell
no,
to
I
say?
did not. Once I saw that, I just say, look, I'm going to stay focused. I'm finna put this money aside, put it up where she can't touch it.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, help me to understand how you think you taking the money out is any different from her using portions of the money for other items. And a hush fell over Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
How's it different, sir?
The account is in my name.
But you and Ms. Mitchell had an agreement that it was a joint account. Am I right or wrong about that?
Yes, you're right.
So half that money was legitimately hers, correct?
Yeah, yes,
And so half that money is yours.
correct.
So with half the money being hers, what made you think that you all did not need to have a family conversation? Since you made a family decision to save it, why do you make a family decision to communicate how it was going to be spent?
I should have. That's my fault. I should have. I just took it upon myself, figured she's just young and just out shopping. So I just took it all.
Miss
Not
Mitchell,
controlling, but I just took it all. I said, look, we're going to stay on the path.
Ma'am, I was not shopping. I paid for.
Nah, bruh, homie, I ain't gonna agree on that one, my boy. It's 50-50. It's both of y'all putting money into an account. Y'all both entitled to the bread because y'all both putting the money in. You said she was steady swiping. All right, she swiped $1,000, 13,000 left over, homie. You know that's her bread too, fam. That's her bread too. It ain't nothing to have a conversation with her. It's nothing about her being young and whatnot. It's nothing about that, homie. You could have sat down and be a man and have a conversation with
The
her.
maintenance for my vehicle.
I don't care if you paid for your nails. If he had a problem with it, you have a conversation about it. Somebody come home from work, somebody says, baby, we need to have a conversation because we made a decision on how we want to use this money. Are we changing how we're going to use this money? Because I'm discovering that there's small amounts being taken out, and that's not what we agreed on. That is a legitimate conversation that grown people have. And Mr. McDonald, Miss Mitchell may be younger than you, but she's not 12. She can understand what I just said. Miss Mitchell, did that make sense?
Most definitely. Yes, Your Honor.
And you shouldn't have been taking it out to maintain your vehicle if that was not the agreement. Okay, so remember when I congratulated you earlier on making that financial plan? This is an element of financial planning that you all have to do so that you don't have conflict. Where's the money now?
I have it at the house.
Okay, and I'm going to advise, regardless of what happens in this courtroom, that the two of you go directly home and take that money and put it in a bank account and set it up as a joint account so that you both can access it when you want to together. So you can set the circumstances up, the manner in which you can use it. But a communication between the two of you has to happen. And one of you cannot arbitrarily and independently take money from that account because you both have been wrong in that regard. And you doubly wrong to just completely take it on yourself. And I think you both agree with me on that, looking in hindsight. Financial, we just resolve. But this emotional connection sounds like it's going to take a little bit more work. Miss Mitchell?
I've been finding things in Thomas's phone that are not how a fiance is supposed to be moving. Basically, I don't go through phones, but lately Thomas has been cutting his phone off when he goes to sleep. He's never done that before, and people are tied to a ritual. So when he started turning his phone off, I'm not understanding why are you turning the phone off?
Mr. McDonald, are you trying to follow what my friend Ariana Huffington says and put your phone to bed at night, or are you doing it for a different reason?
You know, just putting it to bed.
Nah, are you just putting it
Yeah,
to
I'm
bed?
just putting it to bed, yes.
All right, so see, he's following Ariana's general thoughts that we must put our phone to bed so that we can all go to sleep at night. But you say that's not what
No,
it
that
is.
ain't it. When Thomas got in the shower, he left his phone on the nightstand. And I picked it up and I went through.
Okay, Inspector Gadget.
Here we
Most
go
definitely.
again.
Because if something is telling me to do it, it's a reason why. So I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. I go through the phone and I see a text message from a New Jersey number. And Thomas does work out of town. He does fly to New Jersey a couple times a year and, you know, works out of town. So I didn't really think anything of it. But when I started going through the messages, I saw the conversation kind of going back and forth too frequently.
Yes.
And I saw emojis being used that you should be using those emojis with me.
Right.
So when I asked Thomas about it, because I'm definitely going to ask.
Okay.
And I asked him about it, and he told me that it was a colleague from work. I'm not understanding why you're texting a colleague from work with the emojis that you're using.
And I completely understand that because there are signs of emotional cheating and social media cheating and physical cheating.
Yes.
And one of the big signs of social media cheating is the exchanging of sexual innuendo emojis, text messages that are overly flirty.
Yes.
That's one of the first signs. So I would come on over to Mr. McDonald and say, is Ms. Mitchell interpreting those text messages correctly?
No, she's not.
Now, Mr. McDonald, I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel like Mr. McDonald is rushing into a relationship. We all know the facts of how long he's been divorced. But I feel like, man, you supposed to be chilling, fam. You supposed to be chilling. But he old school, so you know he believe in love. So he don't think that he should be out here having fun. You know, I'm 54 years old. I got gray on my face. You know, I'm supposed to, you know, move like a man. I feel like he got a certain code he follows. So he's supposed to move a certain way. But still, Mr. McDonald, like, you just got divorced, man. You supposed to be just dating this girl, you know? Just dating this girl, but you want to build with her. You want to marry her. She's still young. She's in her 30s, but she's a mom. So, you know, her mindset could be different, you know? So, and he's probably been dating younger girls since he got divorced, since he got back on the prowl or whatever. But Mr. McDonald, I feel like you just, you know, you supposed to be chilling with the.
Just met the young lady working in Jersey. She was at the front desk. So I was putting the internet in, so she wanted to know how about going out, get her Wi-Fi put in. So that's the only reason I have her number. Because it's not even saved. Because if I wanted to, I was liking her like that, I would have put a name in. So it's just a number.
Yeah.
And it's not serious. She just blew it all out of proportion like she always does.
Okay, Ms. Mitchell?
The text message said, "When can I see you again?" And another message that was in the phone said, "When will you be in the tri-state area again?" That's not somebody you fixing somebody Wi-Fi at the front desk.
Oh, that's kind of inappropriate.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Why are you making plans to meet up with the front desk manager lady again?
I just figured this follow up to get the.
Wait, follow up to find out?
Get her internet service put up.
Excuse me, Wi-Fi,
Maybe the password change.
I don't know. But Mr. McDonald, that sounds a little shady.
But he just said that there was no further communication, but you just said you had to follow up. This is my issue. When I ask something, I don't get a truthful response or response at all. It's always a question with a question. I never get an answer. Just like New Year's, we're in the car. We had a great time. Great time. We haven't had a great time in a long time. We had a great time, went out, enjoyed ourselves. And we're riding in the car, and all of a sudden, a call comes through on his phone. But his phone is hooked up to the Bluetooth.
Of course.
This man almost took us off the cliff trying to hang up his phone. When I look over at him, I don't know Thomas to have anxiety, PTSD, any of that. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him at this very moment behind this wheel, if I'm safe. So as he hangs up the call comes right back through. He hung it up faster than he did the first time. When I asked him about it, of course, it's a colleague. A colleague is not calling you at 1 a.m. over and over again.
On New Year's Eve?
On New Year's Day.
Somebody was calling to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, because they didn't get the Happy New Year's kiss.
Somebody was calling to say Happy New Year. I can tell you what that was about. Again, Mr. McDonald, tag your it. What happened?
That was not what it was about. See, this is the first time we've been out, just me and her, with no drama.
Right.
So I didn't want any interruption. It didn't matter who was calling.
Got it.
It was nothing more important than
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for hanging it up. I'm not mad at you for hanging it up, no matter what. That was probably the smartest thing you could have done, was making sure you hung it up. But was there a reason, Mr. McDonald, that you had to hang it up? See, here we're trying to get to the core of what the issue is. If there is something going on that is making your fiance not trust you, then you probably need to address it so that you can rebuild that trust, because she doesn't trust you. Ms. Mitchell, am I correct?
Most definitely.
She's not trusting you. What has happened in this relationship to break down that trust, sir? Next time on Divorce Court.
And then I see a voice message.
Hey, man, my conclusion is Mr. McDonald not ready for a committed relationship. He just got divorced. We don't know how long his marriage lasted before he met this young lady. He just got divorced, man. He not ready to be in a committed relationship, you know. I feel like the things that he went through his last marriage, he want things to be different. He probably wasn't controlling in his last marriage. He probably, you know, it was probably the girl playing on him. He can't trust no one, so he's playing on this girl when she's really being faithful to him, you know, these type of things. That's my conclusion. We'll get into a few comments, though. She quit her job, but she still wasn't broke. I'm impressed. Shout out to her. One thing I've learned in my years alive is that a player, cheater, will always be the same person, even when they get great. Shout out to her for quitting her job and still not being broke. But her mistake was quitting her job and trusting a man she's been dating for a year or so with her money. Yeah, that was a questionable move, especially with a joint account. And you let him put the joint account in his name. If it's an account for both of y'all make a joint account. Not, oh, I put the account in my name and you just deposit your bread in there. That's how you get finesse type shit. He thinks because she's younger, he can get over on her. Nah. Some young girls you can, but this girl, she's 30. So I'm going to expect she knows her way around. Like, she knows when she's being manipulated or not. She knows the game. You're not finna run game on her. She's 31. If she was 24, 23, 24, that probably could have worked, my boy. You feel me? That probably could have worked. And, oh, man. Imagine still running around at that age, trifling. That's what I'm saying, homie. Like, you could run around, fam, but don't be selling this girl a dream. You want to be with her and you playing behind her back. Because I feel like you went through something in your marriage, you putting it off on her. That's not fair. Shout out to the comments, man. Shout out to y'all. Part 2 on the way. Billboard TV, man. We out.